Hello, hello. I am inviting you into my space this morning. So I'm standing here in my brother's office actually, and he's going to kill me when he realizes we're going to be sharing this space for a little while. But I'm standing here and he has this beautiful standing desk that I'm going to have to purchase for my own home. And it does help with the back and all that great stuff. So I was doing a bit of work this morning. I'm going to get back to my reading and my planning in a little bit, but I thought I want to invite you into a conversation I was having with myself this morning and a bit of research I'm doing, which is around authenticity and this journey to authentic leadership as a female leader. And the two or three things, I mean, there's so much, I'm just putting notes in my remarkable, but I wanted to share a number of things with you. And the first thing, which I say a lot, is being inauthentic is exhausting. And I don't know about you, if you believe it with me, if you're still trying to find if it really is. This one is one of those things you don't need to experience to understand. Take it from me. Being inauthentic as a female leader is exhausting. I mean, think about it. How many different profiles do you want to have? How many different faces do you want to have? How many different voices do you want to take on? How many different personalities, how many different character types do you want to embody? And how many places do you want to shift and change to becoming a version of yourself you think is acceptable for that particular situation? It's making my head spin. It's making my mind blow. I don't think it's worth it, right? So it's exhausting having to think about all these things. It's exhausting having to decide which life am I going to live today and which person am I going to showcase today. Now, I'm not saying you don't have different aspects of your personality that you choose to show different people depending on the relationship, depending on the occasion. Those things are realities, but they need to be different facets of the same person and not different people of the same person. Do you see? So what is important to you? That's really what authenticity is about. What is important to you? Now, I've taken a bit of time off to realign myself, rediscover myself, retreat, refresh, rewind, restore, realign. Give me another re. To re-enter into who Lady Buddha really is, and to give myself permission to let go of the things that have served me so far but won't serve me into the next, right? So that's what I'm doing in this season. And one of these things that have come really strongly to me in my service of female leaders is this idea of authenticity and the fact that it's not a personality trait. So authenticity is not something you say, oh, I'm choleric, I'm sanguine, I'm authentic. It's not a personality trait, it's a muscle. It's a choice that you make every day to be true to the person that you are. It's a choice that you make every day to have this dynamic balance, to choose a higher version of yourself, to go in the direction of your calling. And honestly, earlier on this morning, I wasn't intending on recording this video, but it's one of those things, I'm just doing it, right? It's not perfect, the lighting is not aligned, it doesn't matter. What matters is this message that I'm bringing to you in this time and in this day and in this season, which is the time has come for you to articulate your choice. The time has come for you to choose consciously yourself. And I'm not saying it in a selfish way, no. The time has come for you to be intentional about the life you've been called to live, to be intentional about the people you've been called to impact, to be intentional about the legacy you want to leave behind. And you cannot be any of these things until you choose to be authentic to the version of yourself that's just crying to be let out. So what are 4 things that you can do or be, or 4 steps you can take to becoming a highly authentic woman? And I just said that, and I literally just saw a masterclass, and maybe I'm going to do it, I don't know. But maybe I'll tell you 2 or 3 things I want you to focus on under just the first step. And the first step is really about increasing your level of self-awareness. increasing your level of self-awareness. And I have my laptop here, by the way, so I'm looking, because I'm recording here and looking at this here, and I have my Remarkable that's just following me on this journey right here. But there are 4 facets of self-awareness that I came across and I really love, and I want to share with you, and then I will leave you to go and have another cup of coffee. The first one is this idea of leadership wisdom. And what is leadership wisdom? It's insights from your experience that you can go and mine. I was having an interview with someone the other day, and they were asking me, what is your biggest leadership success? Right? What's your biggest leadership success? And I started thinking about what this would be. Is it the activations I've done that have worked? Is it the campaigns that I've created? What is my biggest leadership success? And in that moment for me, because of the conversation I was having, it was really around people. And I shared a lot of the wisdom that I've got in dealing with people and in building a team, right? Or in building teams. And I was able to bring the wisdom from these years to say, how can I now use it to surmount some of the challenges I'm currently facing? We discount our experiences too fast and too often. We're always looking for wisdom in the lives of other people, and that's great. It really is. We're looking for wisdom in the next book. We're looking for wisdom in that podcast. We're looking for wisdom with that coach. You're looking for wisdom, which is why you're on this YouTube video. And that's amazing. But can you spend some time to actually acknowledge the wisdom that exists in the experiences that you've gone through? And sometimes that might even be recognizing the mistakes that you've made, recognizing the missteps, and recognizing what you would do differently now that you know better. So the facet number 1 that exists under self-awareness is this idea of leadership, of leadership wisdom and your leadership wisdom. So if you do anything this weekend, I would say just take a walk down memory lane in your leadership journey, or your journey as a business person, a career person, a woman who's building something. Take a moment and just review and say, what have I done this year, the last 3 years, the last 5 years, the last 10 years? What have I done that is putting me, that I can gain wisdom from? What have I done? Right? That's the first thing. The second facet of self-awareness is what's called your leadership identity. And I'm telling you one-liner things. Each of this, we can sit into it for hours. Your leadership identity. And this one is really, who are you in your current professional context? And who are you in your current personal context? And you have to be able to recognize who you are and the version of yourself that's evolving. Now, usually when I birth something, I go away because I recognize I'm not just birthing something, but I've birthed a new version of myself. Late last month in July, I hosted the Refined Ladies Summit in a way that I hadn't hosted before. And I taught in that in a way that I hadn't taught before. And while it took a lot from me, and I did what I normally do after, which is to take a few steps back to retreat, I recognized that a different version of myself had been born. And off of the back of that, several other things I got the courage to see myself in such a different light, that something I've been procrastinating doing for a while, I went ahead and did it. And I'm seeing that uncover, and I will let you know, hopefully in the weeks ahead. But I've seen that uncover, and it really comes from this thing of your leadership identity. Who are you in the now, professionally? Who are you in the now, personally? And what can you draw and infer from that? The third facet of self-awareness is this thing called your leadership reputation. And this one is really, how do other people perceive you? Now, I know lots of the time we say, oh, look, Lady Buddha, it doesn't matter. People should take me as that. That's all fine. That's all good. I'm not having that conversation here today or now. But what I'm asking you is, who do people perceive you as a leader? What do people think about you? Who do people think that you are? What do people think that you stand for, right? And why is this important? It's because you can perceive yourself as one way. I believe there's this thing called the Johari window, right? And it's how, your blind spots, what other people know about you, what you know about yourself, what's hidden from you and hidden from other people, something like that. And it's always great to understand the context in which other people view you, because it helps you understand your blind spots. And the way you can really blossom quickly and evolve quickly to become a leader of worth is when the blind spots that are often hidden from others, you very quickly go after discovering what that is. And it's through your leadership reputation and understanding how other people perceive you. Okay. And the final thing is your leadership brand. And this is really, what do you aspire to? And what actions do you take to support that aspiration? What do you aspire to, and what actions are you taking every day to support that aspiration? I was speaking to someone recently, and I remember I said to them, someday I want to lead an organization. And I said there are many routes to get to leading an organization. You can lead an organization that's owned by others, right? You can lead an organization that's owned by yourself. You can lead an organization that's, is owned by a third party, and you're supporting your vision, your expertise, or volunteering there, And there are many routes to get to leading an organization. You can get there through, if you're in corporate, for example, maybe you go through the commercial route, or through the operations route, or through the marketing route, or through the finance route, right? What's the ultimate goal? It's general management. You want to lead an organization into greatness. You want to leave behind a more sustainable legacy, right? That may be what you want to do. The reason why your leadership brand is important is because this is what will help you to determine the steps you need to take today so that you get to where you need to be tomorrow.